Have you ever been at the checkout line ready to pay for your groceries only to suddenly worry about whether there's enough on your WIC balance? In this explainer, we tackle this really common issue by showing you exactly how to check your Maine WIC balance right from your phone, ensuring you can shop with ease and confidence. So let's just dive right in. We have absolutely all been there, staring at the register, kind of holding up the line, silently praying the card goes through while your toddler seriously considers having a meltdown. When you're managing your family's nutrition, the last thing you need is a guessing game at the checkout counter. Today, we're going to completely eliminate that anxiety by mastering the digital tools provided by the Maine WIC program. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start with Maine WIC Basics, compare the WIC Shopper and BNEFT apps, do a quick step-by-step setup, go over some smart shopping strategies, and finish up with troubleshooting. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Maine WIC Basics and how it supports growing families. It's super important to understand what the Maine WIC program actually is and exactly who it serves. Basically, Maine WIC is a supplemental nutrition program dedicated to supporting pregnant and postpartum individuals, plus kids up to age 5. It's an absolute lifeline for thousands of Maine families. And, a lot of people might be surprised to learn who is actually eligible. Tons of working families qualify. If your income falls at or below 185% of the U.S. Poverty Income Guidelines, or if you already get MaineCare, SNAP, or TANF, boom, you automatically meet the income requirements. And the benefits are incredible, giving you access to really nutritious foods and even fresh local produce at farmers markets. Moving right along to Section 2, the WIC Shopper app versus the BFNT app. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Instead of just one app for everything, Maine uses this unique dual app ecosystem. It's kind of like having two different tools in your toolkit. We really need to separate these two in our minds. On one side, you have WIC Shopper. This is your standard grocery store companion, but it relies on a delayed sync system, meaning your balance could actually have up to a 24-hour delay. On the flip side, we have BNFT, spelled BNFT. This is your go-to farmer's market assistant. Unlike WIC Shopper, BNFT syncs with the primary ledger in real time, giving you up-to-the-minute balance checks. Okay, real quick, I need to give you a critical warning. To save yourself a massive headache, please do not try to use apps like EBT Edge, MyWIC, or WIC Connect. You might see people raving about them online in other states, but they are completely incompatible with the Maine eWIC ledger. Just stick exclusively to WIC Shopper and BNTF for sure. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty with Section 3, our step-by-step setup guide. Let's move to the practical side and actually set these up. You'll need a smartphone running at least iOS 14 or Android 5.0. Getting WIC Shopper ready for your regular grocery runs takes literally 3 steps. First, grab it from the App Store or Google Play. When you open it, this is crucial, make sure you select Maine WIC as your agency so it pulls the right approved foods list. Finally, just type in that long 16-digit number right on the front of your physical eWIC card. That's it. Tap My Benefits and your current food package is right there. Next up is BNFT. It requires a tiny bit more info for security, but it's still super easy. Download the app or, you can just go to mybnft.com. Because this accesses your real-time ledger, you'll need to enter your card number, zip code, and birth date just to verify it's really you. Then create an account with an email and password, and boom, you instantly unlock your farmers market benefits. That brings us to Section 4, Smart Shopping Strategies. Now that you're all set up, let's talk strategy on how to use these apps to budget and plan your trips. The absolute most important thing to remember here is that WIC Shopper does not update instantly. Because of how it talks to the state system, your benefits might be delayed by up to a day. So if you hit the store in the morning, your app might still show those same items as available if you check it later that afternoon. Always check the timestamp at the top of your screen to see when it last synced, just to be safe. But honestly, despite that delay, WIC Shopper is a total game changer. Instead of forcing you to memorize a massive booklet of approved foods, you can use your phone's camera right there in the grocery aisle. Just scan the barcode of a product, and the app instantly checks it against Maine's approved product list. It tells you right then and there if it's WIC eligible and if you actually have enough benefits left to buy it. Say goodbye to checkout surprises. And what about when you hit up a local farmer's market for some of those gorgeous fresh Maine carrots? Well, you don't even use your physical card. You just open the BNFT app, which generates a digital barcode right on your screen. The farmer scans that barcode with their phone, and the transaction is done in real time. It's so seamless, and you're directly supporting local agriculture. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, troubleshooting some common issues. Look, technology is awesome, but glitches happen, right? So let's arm you with some solutions. What happens if an item you scanned and thought was totally fine gets rejected at the register? It is so frustrating. Maybe the store hasn't updated their system or the packaging changed slightly, but don't worry, there's actually a really quick way to fix this. Inside the WIC Shopper app, there is literally a button labeled "I couldn't buy this." If you get a denial, just tap that button and submit the item. This sends a notification straight to the Maine WIC state agency. They actually review these and work with the stores to update the list, which helps you and everyone else out for next time. Here's another really common question from beginners. What if your real-time BNFT balance is, say, down to just $3, but that basket of fresh veggies costs $5? Is the transaction just going to be declined? Nope! The great news is you are perfectly allowed to mix payment methods. The systems are literally built for this. Just tell the farmer ahead of time that you want to drain your remaining WIC balance first, and then you can just pay the last $2 out of pocket with cash or card. It completely ensures you never waste a single cent of your benefits. Lastly, let's talk security. If you ever lose your physical card, or if you accidentally lock yourself out by typing the wrong PIN, don't panic. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call the WIC office. The BNifty app lets you report your card lost, order a replacement, and even change your PIN instantly, right from your couch. Knowing how to leverage these two apps seriously brings so much peace of mind to your weekly shopping. Now, just a quick reminder, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes and isn't officially affiliated with the WIC program or the apps themselves, so always double-check details as systems do update. But if this helped you out, please share it with friends or family who might benefit, and be sure to subscribe for more tips. Drop a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll leave you with this final thought. If mastering just 2 apps can completely eliminate your checkout anxiety, what other digital tools are you ignoring that could radically simplify your family's life? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and happy shopping.